Have you ever wondered why some people seem to draw others in effortlessly? They walk into a room and all eyes naturally gravitate toward them, not because of how they look or what they say, but because of something deeper, something intangible. What if I told you that this magnetic presence is not an accident, but a skill anyone can cultivate? Yes, even you. The problem is, most people assume that charisma is something you're born with, or that it's tied to superficial traits like beauty or charm. But here's the truth. The kind of presence that makes others gravitate toward you isn't about showing off or impressing anyone. It's about authenticity, empathy, and connection, qualities rooted in Stoicism and a deep understanding of relationships. Now imagine this. What if you could embody a presence so powerful, so grounded, that people naturally felt drawn to you? Not because you're trying to impress them, but because you've tapped into something real, a version of you that's confident, kind, and magnetic. By the end of this, you'll have practical tools backed by the wisdom of Stoicism to build that very presence. And once you begin, you'll see the world respond to you in ways you've never imagined. But don't stop here. The most exciting parts are coming. Each principle we'll cover builds on the next, creating a roadmap to make this transformation not just possible, but inevitable. Are you ready to unlock the secrets? Let's begin. 1. Start with self-awareness. Self-awareness is the foundation of personal magnetism. Many people go through life disconnected from their true selves, wondering why they struggle to build meaningful relationships. Have you ever paused to ask yourself, who am I really? What drives me and what holds me back? These questions may feel uncomfortable, but they are essential. Without knowing yourself, you cannot navigate relationships with clarity or intention. Self-awareness begins by turning inward, an act that requires stepping away from the distractions of daily life and confronting your emotions, values, and behaviors with honesty. Your emotions, often seen as obstacles, are actually valuable messengers. When frustration or anxiety arises, do you stop to understand what it's telling you, or do you simply react? As Marcus Aurelius, the great Stoic philosopher, reminds us, you have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. This wisdom encourages us to observe our emotions with curiosity, not judgment, transforming them from sources of chaos into tools for growth. By asking yourself, what is this feeling trying to show me? You begin to gain mastery over your emotional landscape. Understanding your values is equally crucial. Values act as your compass, guiding your decisions and influencing how you interact with others. Yet many people never define what truly matters to them. When was the last time you asked yourself what principles you refuse to compromise on? Reflecting on moments when you felt most alive and fulfilled can help you uncover your core values. Living in alignment with these values not only fosters authenticity but also draws others toward you, as people are naturally inspired by integrity and purpose. Equally important is recognizing your behavioral patterns. Are there habits or reactions that seem to repeat, especially in moments of stress? Perhaps you avoid conflict or overcommit yourself, leading to feelings of resentment. These patterns often operate unconsciously, yet they shape how others perceive and respond to you. By reflecting on your daily interactions, perhaps through journaling or seeking honest feedback, you can identify these tendencies and choose more intentional ways of engaging with the world. Self-awareness isn't just a tool for personal growth, it's a bridge to deeper connections with others. When you're grounded in who you are, you bring a sense of steadiness and authenticity to your relationships. Others feel this energy, often without realizing it, and are drawn to your presence. This is where Stoicism and relationships intersect powerfully. By understanding your inner world, you can approach relationships with resilience, empathy, and purpose, qualities that inspire connection and trust. The journey of self-awareness can be challenging. You may worry about what you'll discover when you look within, but facing these truths is the path to liberation. It allows you to let go of the need for external validation and instead build confidence rooted in your own understanding of yourself. The more you commit to knowing yourself, the more naturally you'll exude the kind of quiet confidence that draws people in, not through force, but through authenticity. And isn't that the ultimate goal? To connect with others not by pretending, but by being fully unapologetically yourself. 2. Cultivate genuine curiosity. Have you ever been drawn to someone who made you feel like you were the most interesting person in the room? There's something captivating about people who genuinely care about others, not out of obligation or to gain something, but because they are truly curious. That kind of energy is magnetic. It's the kind of presence that makes others feel seen, valued, and understood. And the good news is, this isn't a gift reserved for a select few. It's a skill you can develop, starting today. True curiosity starts with shifting your focus outward. In our fast-paced world, so many conversations are transactional or surface level. People often listen just long enough to respond, waiting for their turn to talk or thinking about what they'll say next. But when you take the time to focus entirely on someone else, on their words, emotions, and experiences, you create something rare and beautiful: connection. People gravitate toward those who make them feel important, and there's no better way to do that than by cultivating a genuine interest in their lives. Take a moment to think about your last conversation. Did you truly listen, or were you mentally preparing your next point? Did you ask questions because you cared or because you felt obligated to keep the conversation going? Most of us are guilty of half-hearted listening, but it doesn't have to be that way. Transforming the way you connect with others begins with one simple shift: replacing judgment with curiosity. When you approach people with curiosity, you're sending them a powerful message. You matter. Your thoughts, feelings, and experiences are worth exploring. This mindset isn't just about being polite. It's about truly engaging with others in a way that deepens trust and fosters understanding. Imagine how it would feel to meet someone who wanted to know the real you, who asked thoughtful questions and listened without interruption. Wouldn't you feel drawn to them? That's the same energy you can bring to your relationships. Curiosity isn't about prying or asking questions for the sake of it. It's about creating space for others to share who they are. Instead of asking surface-level questions like, "How's it going?" try exploring deeper topics that invite meaningful responses. Questions like, "What's been inspiring you lately?" or "What's something you've learned recently that really surprised you?" show that you care about more than small talk. And when someone does share something, resist the urge to jump in with your own story. Instead, lean in, listen, and respond with empathy. One of the biggest barriers to genuine curiosity is the fear of looking uninformed or awkward. Sometimes we hold back from asking questions because we don't want to seem naive or intrusive. But the truth is, most people love to share their thoughts, passions, and experiences, especially when they feel that your interest is sincere. Overcoming this hesitation is a powerful way to set yourself apart. In a world where so many conversations are driven by ego or pretense, your willingness to engage with humility and openness is refreshing. Curiosity also requires patience. Building a connection isn't about rushing to fill every silence or forcing a conversation in a particular direction. It's about giving the other person the time and space to open up at their own pace. Sometimes the most powerful thing you can do is simply be present. A nod, a smile, or a thoughtful pause can say more than words ever could. When people sense that you're fully engaged, they feel safe to share more of themselves. You might wonder, what's in it for me? But the beauty of genuine curiosity is that it benefits everyone involved. When you take the time to truly understand someone, you enrich your own life as well. You gain new perspectives, expand your understanding of the world, and build relationships that are more meaningful and fulfilling. In this way, curiosity is deeply aligned with Stoicism, which emphasizes the value of empathy and interconnectedness. By listening with intention, you not only uplift others but also grow as a person. Think about the last time someone remembered a small detail you'd shared with them, a favorite hobby, an upcoming event, or a personal challenge. Didn't it feel amazing to know they cared enough to follow up? That's the power of genuine interest. By practicing curiosity consistently, you create a ripple effect that strengthens your relationships over time. People will begin to associate you with a sense of warmth, understanding, and authenticity, which naturally draws them toward you. Now, let's make this personal. What's one thing you can do today to cultivate curiosity in your interactions? Maybe it's pausing to ask a colleague how their weekend really went, not just out of politeness, but because you care. Maybe it's calling a friend and asking them about something they mentioned weeks ago. These small actions can create profound shifts in how people perceive and respond to you. If this resonates with you, let me know by hitting the like button and leaving a number 1 in the comments below. Your engagement helps me know that this message is making an impact. And if you're finding value in these insights, be sure to subscribe to this channel. Together, we're building a community that values authenticity, growth, and meaningful relationships. As you put this principle into practice, you'll notice something remarkable. People will start to open up to you in ways they never have before. Conversations will feel richer, connections deeper, and your inner interactions more rewarding. This is the power of curiosity. It's not just a tool for engaging with others. It's a way of living that enhances everything you do. The more curious you become, the more the world will open up to you, revealing layers of connection and understanding you never knew were possible. So start today. Ask better questions, listen with your whole heart, and watch as the people around you gravitate toward your authentic presence. 3. Master nonverbal communication. Have you ever noticed how someone's presence alone can fill a room? Before they even speak, they command attention. This isn't magic. It's the power of nonverbal communication. The way you move, stand, and engage with your environment says more about you than words ever could. In fact, research shows that up to 93% of communication is nonverbal. Your body language, facial expressions, and even the energy you project are constantly sending signals. The question is, are those signals drawing people toward you or pushing them away? Nonverbal communication begins with awareness. Many of us move through the world unaware of how we carry ourselves. But your posture, gestures, and expressions all convey messages about your confidence, openness, and approachability. Take a moment to think about how you typically present yourself. Do you hunch your shoulders, cross your arms, or avoid eye contact? These small habits might seem insignificant, but they can subtly communicate insecurity or disinterest, even if that's not your intention. The first step to mastering nonverbal communication is aligning your external presentation with your internal state. When you feel confident and grounded, it shows in your body language. But what if you don't always feel that way? This is where intentional practice comes in. By consciously adjusting your posture, expressions, and movements, you can project confidence even in moments of uncertainty. Over time, these external shifts influence your internal state, creating a positive feedback loop. Let's start with posture. The way you stand and sit can either invite connection or create distance. Slouching or shrinking into yourself makes you seem closed off, while standing tall with an open posture conveys confidence and approachability. Imagine a string pulling you upward from the top of your head, lengthening your spine and lifting your chest. This simple adjustment not only improves your appearance but also sends a subconscious signal to others that you're confident and self-assured. Eye contact is another powerful tool for connection. When you make consistent eye contact, you communicate interest and attentiveness. However, balance is key. Too little eye contact can make you seem distracted or disengaged, while too much can come across as intense or invasive. The trick is to maintain natural, relaxed eye contact, occasionally glancing away to avoid making the other person feel uncomfortable. As you practice this, notice how people respond. You'll likely find that maintaining eye contact encourages them to open up and engage more fully. Your facial expressions are equally important. A genuine smile can instantly put people at ease, signaling warmth and friendliness. But authenticity matters here. Forced or insincere expressions can be off-putting. Think about a time when someone smiled at you with genuine warmth. Didn't it make you feel more comfortable and connected? By cultivating awareness of your own expressions, you can use them to create a positive atmosphere in your interactions. Gestures are another key component of nonverbal communication. Open gestures, such as using your hands to emphasize points or gesturing toward the person you're speaking with, convey enthusiasm and inclusivity. In contrast, closed gestures, like crossing your arms or keeping your hands in your pockets, can make you appear guarded or uninterested. Experiment with using your hands naturally when you speak. letting your gestures flow in a way that complements your words. But nonverbal communication isn't just about what you do with your body. It's also about the energy you project. Have you ever been around someone who seemed calm, grounded, and present? Their energy likely made you feel more at ease, even if they didn't say much. This kind of presence comes from being fully engaged in the moment. When you practice mindfulness and let go of distractions, your energy becomes more focused and magnetic. People are drawn to this kind of authenticity because it feels rare and genuine. One often overlooked aspect of nonverbal communication is the concept of mirroring. When we feel connected to someone, we naturally begin to mimic their body language, tone, and expressions. This mirroring creates a sense of harmony and alignment. You can use this principle consciously to build rapport with others. For example, if someone is speaking softly and using relaxed gestures, matching their tone and pace can make them feel more comfortable. However, it's important to keep this subtle, forced, or exaggerated mirroring can come across as insincere. To truly master nonverbal communication, you need to pay attention not only to how you present yourself, but also to how others respond to you. Social interactions are dynamic, and your ability to read the nonverbal cues of others is just as important as controlling your own. Are they leaning in, nodding, or maintaining eye contact? These are signs of engagement and interest. On the other hand, crossed arms, fidgeting, or avoiding eye contact might indicate discomfort or disinterest. By tuning into these cues, you can adjust your approach in real time, creating a more effective connection. Nonverbal communication also extends to how you use space. The way you position yourself relative to others can influence how they perceive you. Standing too close can feel intrusive, while standing too far away can create a sense of disconnection. The ideal distance varies depending on the context and culture, but generally maintaining a comfortable, respectful distance shows awareness and consideration. Finally, remember that nonverbal communication is not about perfection, it's about consistency and authenticity. If your words say one thing but your body language says another, people will instinctively trust the nonverbal cues. For example, if you're trying to convey enthusiasm but your posture is slouched and your tone is flat, your message will fall flat as well. The key is to align your verbal and nonverbal communication so that they reinforce each other. Mastering nonverbal communication requires practice and self-awareness, but the rewards are immense. When your presence conveys confidence, openness, and authenticity, people are naturally drawn to you. They may not be able to explain why, but they'll feel a sense of trust and connection that makes them want to engage with you. This is the essence of Stoicism in relationships, bringing a sense of calm, intentionality, and mindfulness to every interaction. As you move through your day, start paying attention to your nonverbal habits. How do you carry yourself when you're feeling confident versus when you're feeling uncertain? How do people respond to your posture, gestures, and expressions? These observations will give you valuable insights into your communication style and help you make intentional changes. The more you practice, the more natural these adjustments will feel, until they become an integral part of how you engage with the world. Ultimately, nonverbal communication is about presence. It's about showing up fully, with your body and mind aligned in a way that invites connection. When you master this, you won't need to rely on words to make an impression. Your presence alone will speak volumes. And that is where true magnetism lies. 4. Radiate positive energy. Think about the last time you were around someone who made you feel uplifted just by their presence. They didn't need to say anything extraordinary. There was simply something about their energy that made the room feel lighter, more vibrant. That's the power of positive energy, and it's one of the most magnetic qualities a person can possess. When you radiate positivity, you naturally draw people toward you. But what does it mean to radiate positive energy, and how can you cultivate it in a way that feels authentic? Positive energy doesn't mean being endlessly cheerful or ignoring life's challenges. It's not about faking happiness or forcing yourself to smile when you don't feel like it. Instead, it's about choosing to approach life with optimism, resilience, and an uplifting presence. It's about focusing on what's good, even in difficult situations, and bringing that perspective to your interactions with others. People are drawn to positivity because it inspires hope and reminds them of what's possible. One of the most effective ways to cultivate positive energy is through gratitude. Gratitude shifts your focus from what's lacking in your life to what you already have. It's a powerful practice that rewires your brain to notice the good around you. Start by taking a few moments each day to reflect on 3 things you're grateful for. They don't have to be grand or life-changing. Simple things like a good conversation, a beautiful sunset, or a moment of laughter are enough. Over time, this habit will help you develop a mindset that naturally radiates positivity. Another key element of positive energy is your attitude toward challenges. Life is full of setbacks, but how you respond to them defines the energy you bring to the world. When you face difficulties with resilience and a solution-focused mindset, you not only empower yourself, but also inspire those around you. Imagine being the person who remains calm and optimistic in the face of adversity. That kind of presence is contagious, and it draws people in because it gives them a sense of stability and hope. Your words also play a significant role in the energy you project. Think about how often conversations are filled with complaints, gossip, or negativity. While it's normal to vent occasionally, constantly focusing on what's wrong can drain the energy of those around you. Instead, aim to bring encouragement and positivity into your interactions. Compliment someone's effort, celebrate their achievements, or simply share something that made you smile. These small acts can brighten someone's day and strengthen your connections. Equally important is your body language. Your posture, expressions, and gestures all convey energy, often more powerfully than words. When you stand tall, smile genuinely, and maintain an open posture, you communicate confidence and approachability. This doesn't mean you need to be overly animated or force anything. It's about letting your natural warmth shine through in the way you carry yourself. People are incredibly perceptive to nonverbal cues, and your body language can either draw them toward you or create a barrier. One of the most overlooked aspects of radiating positive energy is the ability to truly be present. In a world full of distractions, giving someone your full attention is a rare gift. When you're fully engaged in a conversation, listening intently, responding thoughtfully, and making the other person feel valued, you create a positive experience that people will remember. Presence is magnetic because it makes people feel important and understood. But positivity isn't just about how you interact with others, it's also about how you treat yourself. Self-compassion is essential for maintaining a positive outlook. When you're kind to yourself, you naturally exude a sense of calm and confidence that others find comforting. On the other hand, if you're constantly critical of yourself, that negativity can seep into your interactions. Treat yourself with the same kindness and understanding you would offer a close friend. This not only boosts your own energy, but also sets the tone for how others perceive you. At this point, you might be wondering, how can I radiate positive energy consistently when life gets tough? The answer lies in Stoicism, which teaches us to focus on what we can control and let go of what we can't. By grounding yourself in this philosophy, you can remain calm and centered even in challenging situations. Remember, your energy doesn't come from pretending everything is perfect. It comes from choosing to approach life with resilience, gratitude, and hope. Now that you know how to cultivate and project positive energy, take a moment to reflect on how it could transform your relationships. Imagine walking into a room and instantly making people feel at ease. Picture how your optimism and presence could inspire those around you. This is the power of positive energy. It doesn't just improve your life, it uplifts everyone you come into contact with. If you're feeling inspired by these ideas, let me know by hitting the like button and leaving a number 1 in the comments below. Your feedback helps me create more content that resonates with you. And if you haven't already, subscribe to this channel for more strategies on building meaningful connections and living with purpose. Together, we're creating a community rooted in authenticity, growth, and positivity. Radiating positive energy is one of the simplest yet most impactful ways to make others gravitate toward you. It's not about being perfect or always having the right thing to say. It's about showing up with an open heart, a kind spirit, and a willingness to uplift those around you. The more you practice this, the more natural it will become, until it's simply a part of who you are. And that's when the real magic happens, when your energy becomes a beacon that draws others toward you, not because of what you do, but because of who you are. 5. Offer value without expecting anything in return. One of the most profound ways to draw people toward you is to offer value selflessly. This may sound simple, but in a world where interactions often come with unspoken expectations, true generosity stands out like a beacon. When you give without expecting anything in return, you create a sense of trust and goodwill that deepens relationships and makes others naturally gravitate toward you. But what does it mean to offer value, and how can you do so authentically? At its core, offering value is about contributing to someone else's life in a meaningful way. This doesn't have to involve grand gestures or material gifts. Often, the most impactful acts of generosity are the simplest. Offering your time, sharing your knowledge, or being there to listen when someone needs support. The key is to focus on the other person's needs and how you can meet them, rather than thinking about what you might gain in return. Consider how you feel when someone helps you out of genuine care. There's a certain magic in knowing that their kindness isn't transactional, it's real, and it's given freely. That's the energy you can bring to your relationships. When you approach interactions with the mindset of how can I contribute, rather than what's in it for me, you set yourself apart in a way that's impossible to fake. One of the simplest ways to offer value is through kindness and encouragement. In our fast-paced lives, many people feel overlooked or unappreciated. A sincere compliment, a word of encouragement, or even a small act of acknowledgement can brighten someone's day and create a lasting positive impression. For example, telling a colleague, "I really admire how thorough you were in that presentation," or letting a friend know, "I appreciate how you always make time to listen," costs you nothing but can mean everything to the recipient. Sharing your knowledge or skills is another powerful way to provide value. Do you have expertise in a particular area that could help someone else? Offering advice, guidance, or even resources can make a significant impact. Importantly, this doesn't mean overwhelming someone with unsolicited advice. True value lies in understanding what the other person needs and tailoring your support accordingly. Sometimes sharing a helpful tip or connecting someone with a resource they've been searching for can create a ripple effect of goodwill. Being a good listener is another underrated but invaluable gift. In a world full of distractions, giving someone your undivided attention is rare and precious. When you truly listen, not to reply but to understand, you make the other person feel seen and valued. This kind of presence fosters deep trust and connection, creating the kind of relationship where people naturally want to be around you. Offering value also means being there when it matters most. Life isn't always easy, and it's during challenging times that your generosity can have the greatest impact. Whether it's helping a friend move, supporting a colleague during a stressful project, or simply checking in on someone who's going through a tough time, your willingness to show up speaks volumes. These acts of service, no matter how small, strengthen bonds and demonstrate your reliability. However, offering value isn't just about helping others, it's also about doing so with the right mindset. True generosity comes from a place of abundance, not expectation. If you give solely to receive something in return, your actions will feel insincere, and people will sense it. The key is to detach from the outcome and focus on the act of giving itself. As the Stoics often taught, virtue lies in doing the right thing for its own sake, not for recognition or reward. When you embody this principle, your generosity becomes a natural extension of who you are. Another powerful way to provide value is by creating emotional safety. This means being the kind of person with whom others feel comfortable being themselves. You can do this by withholding judgment, practicing empathy, and validating others' feelings. For example, if someone shares a personal struggle, respond with understanding rather than criticism. Saying, "That sounds really difficult. I'm here if you need support," goes a long way in building trust and connection. Offering value also requires self-awareness and balance. It's important to give from a place of genuine care, not obligation or guilt. If you find yourself overextending or giving to the point of exhaustion, it may be a sign to set boundaries. Generosity doesn't mean neglecting your own well-being. In fact, taking care of yourself ensures that you have the energy and resources to give to others sustainably. One of the beautiful things about giving selflessly is how it tends to come full circle. When you offer value without expecting anything in return, you often find that others are inspired to reciprocate, not because they feel obligated, but because they genuinely want to. This creates a virtuous cycle of generosity and connection, enriching both your life and the lives of those around you. The impact of selfless giving extends beyond individual relationships. It shapes how people perceive you on a broader scale. When you're known as someone who uplifts others, who shares without strings attached, and who genuinely cares, you build a reputation that attracts respect and admiration. People are drawn to those who make them feel better about themselves, and your selflessness becomes a magnetic force. I think about the legacy you want to leave in your interactions with others. Do you want to be remembered as someone who took more than they gave, or as someone whose generosity left a lasting impact? By offering value without expectation, you not only create deeper connections but also set an example for others to follow. You become a source of inspiration and positivity, someone people want to be around, not because of what you do for them, but because of who you are. In every interaction, there's an opportunity to give, to share a kind word, a thoughtful gesture, or a moment of your time. These small acts of generosity may seem insignificant, but they accumulate into something much greater. They create bonds, foster trust, and make the world a little brighter. And isn't that what we all crave? To make a difference, however small, in the lives of those around us. By embracing selfless giving, you unlock the true power of connection and become someone others naturally gravitate toward. 6. Be unapologetically authentic. What does it mean to be truly yourself in a world that constantly pressures you to conform? Being unapologetically authentic is one of the most powerful ways to attract people into your life. Authenticity isn't about being perfect. It's about being real. It's about embracing your unique traits, flaws, and quirks without fear of judgment. When you show up as your true self, you give others permission to do the same, and that kind of freedom creates a magnetic pull that's hard to resist. Let's start by addressing a common fear, the fear of rejection. Many people hesitate to be authentic because they're afraid of what others might think. But here's the truth: trying to please everyone is not only impossible, but it's also exhausting. When you water down your personality to fit someone else's expectations, you lose the very thing that makes you unique. Ask yourself, would you rather be loved for who you are or liked for who you're pretending to be? Authenticity begins with self-acceptance. It means recognizing that you're a work in progress and being okay with that. None of us have it all figured out, and that's perfectly fine. People are drawn to those who are comfortable in their own skin because it's refreshing. When someone is genuine, it creates an environment of trust and openness. You don't have to wonder if they're putting on a facade. You can relax, knowing they're being real with you. One of the simplest ways to practice authenticity is to speak your truth. This doesn't mean being brutally honest or disregarding others' feelings. It means expressing yourself openly and honestly while remaining respectful. When you share your thoughts, opinions, and feelings without fear, you create deeper, more meaningful connections. People can sense when you're being sincere, and that sincerity makes you relatable and approachable. Being authentic also means embracing your imperfections. Too often, we hide our vulnerabilities, thinking they'll make us appear weak. But the reality is, vulnerability is a strength. When you're willing to show your human side, you create space for others to do the same. Imagine how different your relationships would feel if you weren't trying to prove anything, if you could simply be yourself, flaws and all. That kind of authenticity is liberating, and it draws people toward you because it's so rare. Your actions also play a role in authenticity. Are you living in alignment with your values, or are you compromising them to fit in? When your words and actions reflect your true beliefs, people can sense your integrity. Living authentically means staying true to yourself, even when it's uncomfortable. It's about making choices that resonate with who you are, not who others want you to be. This kind of consistency builds trust and respect, both from others and within yourself. Authenticity isn't about oversharing or revealing every detail of your life. It's about being intentional with what you share. Consider the difference between being real and being raw. Being real means showing up as your true self, while being raw can sometimes mean sharing too much too soon. Authenticity is about balance, about letting people see your genuine self while also respecting your own boundaries. Now, let's talk about the courage it takes to be authentic. It's not always easy to go against the grain or to stand out in a crowd, but that's exactly what makes authenticity so powerful. When you choose to be yourself, you're sending a message to the world. This is me, and I'm enough. That kind of confidence is magnetic. People admire those who have the courage to be real because it inspires them to do the same. Being unapologetically authentic doesn't mean you'll be everyone's cup of tea, and that's okay. The goal isn't to be liked by everyone, it's to connect deeply with the right people. When you're true to yourself, you naturally attract those who resonate with your energy and values. These are the relationships that feel effortless, the ones where you can be fully yourself without fear of judgment. Isn't that what we all want? To be seen, heard, and accepted for who we truly are. So how do you start embracing authenticity in your daily life? Begin by reflecting on what matters most to you. What are your core values? And are you living in alignment with them? Pay attention to the moments when you feel most like yourself. What are you doing? And who are you with? Use these insights to guide your actions and decisions. And when doubt creeps in, remind yourself that the world doesn't need another copy of someone else. It needs the unique, authentic you. As you practice authenticity, you'll notice a shift in how people respond to you. Conversations will feel more genuine, relationships will deepen, and you'll feel a sense of freedom that comes from letting go of the need to impress. Authenticity is contagious. When you show up as your true self, you inspire others to do the same, creating a ripple effect of connection and trust. If you're ready to embrace your authenticity and attract deeper, more meaningful connections, let me know by hitting the like button and leaving a number 1 in the comments. Your feedback means so much, and it helps me create content that truly resonates with you. And don't forget to subscribe to this channel for more insights on building relationships, personal growth, and living a life rooted in authenticity. Being unapologetically authentic is one of the greatest gifts you can give to yourself and the people around you. It's not about perfection, it's about showing up as the real you, flaws and all. And when you do that, you'll find that the right people, the ones who truly matter, will gravitate toward you effortlessly. So go out there, be yourself, and watch as your authenticity becomes your superpower. 7. Create emotional safety. Have you ever noticed how you feel a natural pull toward people who make you feel understood and accepted? That's the power of emotional safety. It's not flashy, and it doesn't demand attention, but it has a profound effect on relationships. Emotional safety is the invisible thread that binds us together, fostering trust, vulnerability, and connection. When you create a space where others feel safe to be themselves, you become someone they naturally want to be around. Emotional safety begins with empathy. At its core, empathy is the ability to understand and share someone else's feelings. But it's not just about putting yourself in their shoes, it's about validating their experiences without judgment. When someone opens up to you, do you respond with compassion, or do you rush to offer advice, dismiss their feelings, or shift the focus back to yourself? Truly listening and acknowledging what they're going through can make a world of difference. A simple statement like, "That sounds really difficult. I'm here for you," can be incredibly powerful. One of the most effective ways to build emotional safety is through non-judgmental listening. When someone shares something personal or vulnerable, resist the urge to critique or offer solutions unless they ask for them. People don't always need you to fix their problems. They need to feel heard. By creating a space where they can express themselves without fear of criticism, you build trust and deepen your connection. Another crucial element of emotional safety is consistency. Do your words and actions align? Are you dependable? When people know they can count on you, they feel secure in the relationship. This doesn't mean you have to be perfect, but it does mean showing up consistently, keeping your promises, and being honest about your intentions. Trust is built one moment at a time, and every action you take either strengthens or weakens it. Creating emotional safety also requires self-awareness. How do you respond when someone shares something sensitive? Do you react with defensiveness, impatience, or distraction? These reactions, even if unintentional, can make others hesitant to open up to you in the future. Take the time to reflect on your patterns and how they might affect your interactions. If you catch yourself reacting poorly, acknowledge it and make an effort to do better next time. A key aspect of fostering emotional safety is respecting boundaries. Everyone has different comfort levels when it comes to sharing, and pushing someone to open up before they're ready can do more harm than good. Pay attention to verbal and nonverbal cues and let them set the pace. When someone feels they can control how much they share and when it reinforces their sense of safety and trust in the relationship. Equally important is managing your own emotions. Emotional safety isn't just about how you respond to others. It's also about how you show up in the relationship. If you're frequently angry, reactive, or unpredictable, it can create an environment of uncertainty and fear. Practicing Stoicism can help you cultivate emotional resilience and approach interactions with calmness and clarity. By managing your emotions, you create a stable foundation that others can rely on. Another way to create emotional safety is through validation. Validation doesn't mean agreeing with everything someone says. It means acknowledging their feelings as legitimate and important. For example, if a friend says, "I'm so frustrated with work," instead of brushing it off with, "It's not that bad," try saying, "I can see why you'd feel that way. It sounds like a tough situation." Validation communicates that you value their perspective, even if you don't necessarily share it. Building emotional safety also involves showing gratitude and appreciation. Let the people in your life know that you value them. Whether it's a heartfelt thank you for their support, a compliment on their strengths, or simply expressing how much their presence means to you, these gestures reinforce the bond you share. When people feel valued, they're more likely to feel secure in the relationship. It's worth noting that emotional safety isn't just about the big moments. It's about the small, everyday interactions that build trust over time. How do you greet someone after a long day? Are you present during your conversations, or are you distracted by your phone? Do you celebrate their victories, no matter how small, and offer comfort during their struggles? These seemingly insignificant moments add up to create a larger sense of safety and connection. Creating emotional safety isn't always easy, especially when conflicts arise. Disagreements are a natural part of any relationship, but how you handle them makes all the difference. Approach conflicts with the intention to understand rather than to win. Use I statements to express your feelings and needs without placing blame, and actively listen to the other person's perspective. Resolving conflicts with empathy and respect strengthens the foundation of emotional safety, even in difficult situations. Ultimately, emotional safety is about making others feel seen, valued, and accepted for who they are. It's about being the kind of person they can turn to without fear of judgment or rejection. When you create this kind of space for someone, you build a connection that goes far beyond surface-level interactions. People are naturally drawn to those who make them feel safe, and by embodying this principle, you become a source of comfort and trust in their lives. Take a moment to reflect on the relationships in your life. Who makes you feel safe, and why? How can you bring that same energy to your own interactions? Emotional safety isn't about grand gestures or dramatic changes. It's about showing up with empathy, consistency, and an open heart. When you prioritize creating a safe space for others, you cultivate connections that are not only stronger but also more meaningful. And in doing so, you become the kind of person people can't help but gravitate toward. 8. Develop a vision bigger than yourself. Have you ever noticed how people are naturally drawn to those who have a clear sense of purpose? There's something magnetic about someone who's working toward a vision that goes beyond their own needs, something that inspires, motivates, and uplifts others. Developing a vision bigger than yourself isn't just about setting goals or chasing success. It's about creating a meaningful life that positively impacts the people around you. When you live with purpose, you become a beacon of inspiration, and others can't help but gravitate toward your energy. A vision bigger than yourself starts with asking the right questions. What do you want your life to stand for? What legacy do you want to leave behind? These are not easy questions, but they are essential for creating a life of meaning. Take some time to reflect on what truly matters to you. Is it helping others, creating art, building a community, or advancing a cause you're passionate about. Your vision doesn't have to be grand or world-changing. It just needs to align with your values and give you a sense of direction. Living with purpose requires more than just identifying your vision. It demands action. It's not enough to dream about making an impact. You need to take consistent steps to bring your vision to life. This might mean volunteering your time, starting a project, mentoring others, or simply showing up every day with the intention to make a positive difference. The key is to stay committed, even when progress feels slow or challenges arise. When people see your dedication and passion, they are naturally inspired to support and join you. One of the most powerful aspects of having a vision is how it influences the people around you. When you're driven by a larger purpose, your energy becomes contagious. Others see your passion and begin to believe in the possibility of something greater, not just for you, but for themselves as well. Your vision becomes a rallying point, a source of motivation that brings people together. Whether it's a team working toward a shared goal, a group of friends supporting each other, or a community rallying around a cause, your vision has the power to unite and uplift. Having a vision also brings clarity to your relationships. When you're clear about your purpose, you naturally attract people who share your values and goals. These are the individuals who will support your journey, challenge you to grow, and celebrate your successes. At the same time, your vision helps you set boundaries with people who don't align with your path. This isn't about excluding others, it's about focusing your energy on the relationships and opportunities that truly matter. Another benefit of living with purpose is the resilience it fosters. Life is full of challenges, and there will be times when the road ahead feels overwhelming. But when you're anchored in a vision bigger than yourself, you have a source of strength to draw from. Your purpose becomes a reminder of why you started and why it's worth continuing, even when the going gets tough. This resilience inspires others, showing them that it's possible to persevere in the face of adversity. To develop a vision that resonates with others, it's important to communicate it clearly. Share your passion, your goals, and your why with the people around you. This doesn't mean forcing your vision onto others. It's about inviting them to be part of something meaningful. Whether it's through storytelling, collaboration, or simply leading by example, your ability to articulate your purpose can inspire others to find and pursue their own. Living with purpose also means being open to growth and evolution. Your vision may change over time as you gain new experiences and insights, and that's okay. The important thing is to remain true to your values and to continue seeking ways to contribute to something greater than yourself. By staying adaptable and curious, you ensure that your vision remains relevant and impactful. One of the most fulfilling aspects of having a vision is seeing the ripple effect it creates. Your actions, no matter how small, can inspire others to take their own steps toward a life of meaning. For example, if you're passionate about environmental sustainability, your commitment to reducing waste might encourage friends and family to do the same. If your vision is to uplift others through mentorship, the guidance you provide can have a lasting impact on their lives and, in turn, the lives they touch. This ripple effect is a testament to the power of living with purpose. As you work toward your vision, remember that it's not about perfection or achieving everything overnight. It's about progress, persistence, and the impact you make along the way. Celebrate the small wins, learn from setbacks, and stay focused on the bigger picture. When people see your determination and authenticity, they'll be inspired to join you, support you, and contribute to your journey. If this idea of living with purpose resonates with you, take a moment to let me know by hitting the like button and leaving a number 1 in the comments below. Your feedback helps me continue creating content that inspires and uplifts. And if you haven't already, make sure to subscribe to this channel. Together, we can build a community of people who are committed to living meaningful, purpose-driven lives. Developing a vision bigger than yourself is not just about creating a better life for yourself, it's about contributing to a better world for everyone. It's about being a source of hope, inspiration, and positivity in a world that often feels disconnected. When you live with purpose, you become a magnet for connection, collaboration, and growth. So what vision will you choose to pursue? The possibilities are endless, and the impact you can make is immeasurable. As we've explored these principles, one thing becomes clear. Drawing people toward you isn't about tricks, appearances, or fleeting charisma. It's about cultivating authenticity, empathy, and purpose in a way that creates genuine connection. Each step, whether it's deepening your self-awareness, radiating positive energy, or developing a vision bigger than yourself, builds a foundation that naturally attracts others. This isn't a quick fix. It's a transformational way of living. One that enriches not only your relationships, but also your own sense of fulfillment. Take a moment to reflect on everything we've discussed. Which of these principles resonated with you the most? Is it the idea of being unapologetically authentic, offering value without expectation, or creating emotional safety for those around you? Wherever you feel called to start, begin there. Progress doesn't come from doing everything at once. It comes from taking small, consistent steps that align with who you are and the impact you want to make. Imagine the kind of relationships you could build by putting these ideas into practice. Picture yourself walking into any room, radiating a quiet confidence and energy that draws people toward you, not because you're trying to impress them, but because of the authenticity you embody. Picture how your actions could inspire others to embrace their true selves, foster deeper connections, and live with greater purpose. This is the essence of a life well lived, guided by the timeless wisdom of Stoicism and the desire to uplift those around you. If this journey has sparked something within you, consider taking the next step. Commit to trying one principle this week, whether it's focusing on listening more intently, sharing your vision with someone, or simply showing up as your true self. Watch how the world around you begins to shift when you embody these qualities. As we conclude, I want to thank you for joining me on this exploration of connection and growth. If this message has inspired you, let's keep the conversation going. Share your thoughts, your experiences, and the steps you're taking to live with greater intention. Together, we can create a community that values authenticity, compassion, and purpose, a space where we uplift and inspire each other to live our best lives. Until next time, keep growing, keep connecting, and keep becoming the person others are naturally drawn to. You have so much to offer, and the world is waiting to see your light. Thank you, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care.